Watch how Richard Tice ignites an explosive House of Commons clash after accusing Labour of trying to rig Britain's elections. As tempers boil over and accusations fly across the chamber, the debate quickly becomes about democracy, political fairness, and whether every vote in Britain is truly protected. Before we continue, hit like and subscribe to Britain Daily for more explosive political coverage. Let's watch this explosive clip.
Dr. Caroline Johnson.
Question number 5, Mr. Speaker.
Just a second.
Well, with this permission, Mr. Speaker, I'll answer questions 5 and 14 together. Official statistics for the year to March 2025 show 262 recorded releases in error. The latest figure will be published next month.
Caroline Johnson.
Thank you, Chair. I understand a total of 441, which over a 2-year period is the worst on record and means that in less than 24 months, Labour have released more prisoners in error than in the previous 6 years combined. It's a disgrace. Can I ask the Minister another question? How many of those released in error early were convicted of rape?
Just a second.
Well, can I say to the Honourable Lady, she wasn't listening to the figures that I gave. We are actually seeing a reduction in the numbers because of the review that I asked Dame Linoas to lead. We are implementing those recommendations to see the system coming down. But I've got to tell you, who left us with the mess? Who saw 800 releases under their watch? When did they come to Parliament and update them? When did they set up a review? They did absolutely nothing. We've got a paper-based system. That's why we're introducing digital ID.
We now come to the statement. Minister of State Samantha Dixon.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As the House was previously told, we will introduce an annual £100,000 cap on donations and regulated transactions from overseas electors. A cap recognises legitimate participation while ending the risk of unlimited overseas money entering our politics. Recognising that risk continues when British citizens return to the UK, I'm now announcing we will also introduce a minimum residency period, where an overseas elector returning to the UK must be here for a full calendar year before that cap is lifted. As previously announced, we will introduce a moratorium on all political donations of any amount made via cryptocurrency. Until the regulatory environment is robust enough, donations in cryptocurrency should not be a route for money to be channelled into British politics.
Mr. Tice.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. Well, I mean, this desperate Labour government will stop at nothing, Madam Deputy Speaker, to stop the rise of Reform UK, from trying to cancel elections, from donations, from changing voting systems in Manchester. If this government is truly concerned about undue influence, has she discussed these proposals with the Cayman Islands hedge fund called Quadrature, that was the largest donator, £4 million in 2024 to the Labour government, or the 8 companies that have donated £500,000, and sure enough, they've had almost £150 million of government contracts since?
Well said.
Any political party that abides by the rules that we're introducing will be able to flourish in our political system. If they don't, Madam Deputy Speaker, they can be expected to be held very firmly to account.
Sean Woodcock.
Lee Anderson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. In Ashfield, 4 workers, including 2 nurses, were kicked out of their HMO, and Serco put 4 illegal migrants in this HMO. One of these illegal migrants was a Pakistani national. He went on to rape a young girl, a vulnerable young girl, on a park in Ashfield. He's now doing 14 years in prison. This was a monster allowed into this country by this awful government. But if a Prime Minister is really serious about protecting young women and girls, does he agree with me and Reform UK that every single illegal migrant coming to this country should be detained, not allowed to claim asylum, and then deported?
Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I'm very proud of the fact that after net migration reached almost 1 million under the party opposite, we brought it down by 82%. On the asylum system, which he references, now asylum decisions are made at record levels, the backlog is down, removals are up 41%, and we're closing asylum hotels. They lost control of our borders. Now small boat crossings are coming down, and we deported 70,000 people with no right to be here. He likes to ask questions. He should be asking some questions of the leader of his party sitting next to him. He received £5 million in crypto from a crypto billionaire, and then privately lobbied the Bank of England on digital currencies. So did their leader carry out lobbying paid? Why did he keep his £5 million gift secret? And are they happy with their leader earning £20,000 an hour flogging gold bullion? They need to ask the questions across their benches, but they never do.
Lewis Atkinson. Show Secretary Statements.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I thank the Minister for their answer. This government talks a good game, but recent ministerial Home Office resignations have raised serious questions about what it's delivering in practice. So how does the Minister respond to the deeply distressing but bold testimony of Fiona Goddard, who has bravely highlighted that some of the men convicted of abusing her have been released early, with some others potentially due for release soon? This is Labour's choices, and we warn them. Therefore, what action is being taken to rebuild the confidence of the victims in this process? Does the Minister deeply regret opposing measures to prevent early release in such heartbreaking and horrific cases? Will anything change before the next election, or is this simply in the long grass? Survivors' voices and community concerns need to be heard. This is a matter of justice, accountability and trust. This government needs to step up and protect our women and our girls.
Minister.
14 years.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would just gently say on the prison situation that she said that they warned us. I mean, we warned them for very many years about the state of our prison estate and the catastrophic situation that we found when we came into government, where there just simply weren't enough prison places and the whole system was at the point of collapse. And of course, we have had to respond to that.
It is deeply disappointing that I have to remind the Minister and the Treasury front bench. Chapter 9.1 of the Ministerial Code and 19.21 of SQMA make it clear that statements on important matters should be made to this House first. This House first. Not made to the press at 10:30 p.m. on a Thursday night, and that's when MPs and their constituents hear about important policy news. Not this House first. And I expect much better from the Minister. It is totally unacceptable that constituents and MPs hear about important policy matters on the news and not in this House. And we, myself as a constituency MP impacted, and members and our constituents deserve much better. Minister, we need to see better from you on this. OK, if they want to shuffle over, I can get on to the next bit of business.
What an explosive confrontation that was in the House of Commons. Richard Tice delivered one of his strongest attacks yet, accusing the government of introducing election reforms designed to disadvantage Reform UK rather than strengthen Britain's democracy. He questioned proposed changes to political donations, overseas funding and electoral rules, arguing that they would unfairly affect opposition parties while leaving other sources of political influence untouched. Government ministers firmly rejected those accusations. They defended the proposals as necessary reforms to improve transparency, strengthen confidence in elections, and prevent foreign money from influencing British politics. Ministers insisted that any political party willing to follow the rules would be able to compete fairly under the new system. But beyond the heated political exchanges lies a much bigger question. Public confidence in elections is fundamental to any democracy. Regardless of political views, voters expect elections to be fair, transparent, and free from improper influence. When politicians begin accusing one another of changing the rules for political advantage, it inevitably raises wider questions about trust in the democratic process. Today's Commons debate showed just how sharply divided Parliament remains over the future of Britain's electoral system. With reforms to donations, campaign finance and election law now under intense scrutiny, this debate is unlikely to disappear anytime soon. What do you think? Are these reforms a necessary step to protect Britain's democracy, or do they risk creating an uneven playing field for political parties? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this coverage, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Britain Daily, and turn on notifications so you never miss the biggest Commons debates, PMQs clashes, and breaking political news from Westminster.